Hey there guys, so we're taking a look at FIFA 23 running on the AMD Ryzen 5 5500U. Now, unfortunately, because of the new EA anti-cheat system that they implemented into the game, MSI Afterburner's overlay doesn't work on here, so I can't give you 1% lows, I can't show you the frame times. Really, the only thing that I can use was the Xbox performance stats. They're not exactly the most comprehensive or detailed, and they're really just the bare bones. I also tried to get the Radeon overlay to actually show the performance, but that also wasn't working with this game. This was literally the only thing I can use. And now the game is currently running at 1080p with the lowest in-game graphics settings. The menu itself is not really that intuitive when it comes to actually changing the graphics, so it was a little annoying trying to figure all of that out, but it is set to the lowest and the dynamic resolution scaling is set to off. And overall, the performance that we were getting like this was pretty brutal. At no point did we ever even get close to a 30 FPS average, and you'll see huge dips in the overall FPS. We can't really see the frame times, but just from the way that this feels, I can only imagine that the latency is really bad in between frames. Just in general, this was not an enjoyable experience at all, and I was a little surprised. The previous FIFA game performed pretty decently on this system, so it's interesting to see such a huge difference with just the newer title. Of course, we can drop the resolution down to 720p and see if that actually does anything for us. So here we are in 720p, and I don't know if I remember to mention, but this is just both settings running at the full 25 watt TDP. 15 watts was pretty much completely a slideshow, so there was really no point in even playing it. The 25 watts seems to be about the bare minimum to actually get this to be anywhere halfway decent, at least at 1080p. But at 720p with a full 25 watts being pumped through the system right now, we are getting around a 30 FPS average. The game actually does feel decent enough to play. It's not extremely responsive, but overall it is at least doable. And you'll see that at least the frame rate itself is pretty consistent at this point. When it comes to actual animated scenes and things like that, showing the players, the frame rate is going to dip no matter what. But once you actually get back into the game, it usually ends up recovering back into the around 30 FPS range. So it seems like if you want to actually play this game on this system, you're gonna have to go with 720p. And you should also expect some pretty bad performance on anything outside of the gameplay. Now, because it is just cutscenes and things like that and cinematics, it doesn't really affect the overall experience of playing the game, though having these constant cuts to slideshow people isn't exactly going to be the most appealing thing if you're going to be playing this game a lot. But at least the gameplay itself is at a level where it is at least decent. But anyways, I hope you found this quick look at FIFA 23 running on the AMD Ryzen 5 5500U to be useful. If you did, be sure to subscribe, and I will see you guys next time.